year, Ballydoyle and Coolmore have put the emphasis on the World Championships. And standing with me is Adrian Wallace of Coolmore. We're going to talk about the 2-year-old contingent that we're going to see come Future Stars Friday. And one of the most exciting fillies I think that's going to be heading over has got to be Lake Victoria, undefeated 4 for 4. And she's coming out of that win in the Cheveley Park Stakes.
Yeah, and that was her second Grade 1. A Frankel filly out of a showcasing mare, so she's got it all. She's got the class and the stamina that Frankel will bring, and then the speed and also class that showcasing brings. So she made her debut over 7 furlongs. She came back to 6 furlongs after the Moigler was 7. She came back to 6 at Newmarket in the Cheveley Park. Was very impressive there. I suppose there's always a worry when you go from 7 back to 6 and then have to step up to a mile in the juvenile fillies. But we were speaking to Ballydoyle this morning, and Aidan thinks the further the better. So he thinks that she should relish the good ground out in Del Mar and relish the trip. So a very, very exciting filly, and one that, obviously has taken all before her in Europe, and hopefully she can fly the flag for Ireland and Ballydoyle in Del Mar.
Another really nice filly is Heaven's Gate, daughter Churchill out of a Danzig mare.
Yeah, so you've got Churchill, obviously was a 2,000 guineas winner. Wonderful, wonderful horse, and is a really, really good stallion as well. She's a very classy filly and was ready very early this year. She finished 3rd in the Albany Stakes at Royal Ascot. So we know she's precocious, we know she's quick. And then she won a very valuable sales race at Naas. She'll certainly be second string behind Lake Victoria. But she won a Group 3 in her own right at the Curragh on good ground last time out. So while she may be second string, she should hopefully get there or thereabouts.
A lot of underbelly tour. 7 career starts, in the money in all but 1.
Yeah, she's very, very consistent, and according to Ballydoyle and according to Aidan this morning, that she's training really well, and they're excited to take their chance.
So now let's shift our focus from the fillies and talk about a really exciting colt, Whistlejacket, who's owned in partnership with Peter Brandt. I mean, this is a horse who really had your jaw drop in the Pre-Morney. And that was a race his own father won, No Nay Never. This is also a full brother to a champion 2-year-old and Little Big Bear. Last out in the Middle Park Stakes. Was it the ground? What do you think?
I'd say it was the competition. In fairness, I think Shadow of Light is probably the best 2-year-old in Europe. Whistlejacket seems to be more of a sprinting type, and that's obviously the race he's going to go for in the juvenile sprint. He was seen to great effect in the Pre-Morney, an exceptionally run race, and finishing second to Shadow of Light is no mean feat. Hopefully he'll be seen to better effect over a shorter distance.
That fast firm ground at Del Mar, I would think he's going to relish that.
You'd hope so, yeah. No Nay Never is typically like very, very good ground. They're very quick, they're precocious. Little Big Bear was like a shot out of a gun when he ran and won the Phoenix Stakes. This guy is in a similar mould. He's already a Group 1 winner. He made his debut in April of this year. He's a fantastically precocious horse, and one we're proud to hang our hat on.
But yeah, we got to give some love to No Nay Never too, because I mean, not only was he an exceptional 2-year-old, but that whole sire line, it's just Grade 1 winner after Grade 1 winner after Grade 1 winner.
It's the line that's most synonymous with Coolmore, certainly in America. One of Coolmore's foundation stallions was Stormbird. He was a champion 2-year-old for Vincent O'Brien. And obviously that whole line now through Scat Daddy, Justify, obviously No Nay Never, a different son of Scat Daddy. And we're now standing the 7th generation of that line. We've got sons of No Nay Never standing at stud. It is a very, very precocious line, and they're tough. And No Nay Never was a wonderful, wonderful horse. One of my favourite horses of all time. Royal Ascot winner, Pre-Morney winner, a real typical Wesley Ward masterclass.
So let's talk about another really nice colt that you have. They'll be contesting the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Henri Matisse. He's coming out of that 5th place finish in the Jean-Luc Lagardère, but he's coming in with some really nice race credentials, having won the Futurity. He was second in the National.
Yeah, 100%, and he's exceptionally well bred. He's by Wooden Bastard out of Immortal Verse. Immortal Verse, as well as being a wonderful race mare in her own right, is already the dam of Tenebrism and Statuette, both. But Tenebrism won the Prix Jean Prat in France, and Statuette was actually Justify's first ever group winner. So Henri Matisse is living up to the expectations. He's living up to his illustrious family.
All right, let's talk about the older horses. Usually we wouldn't do this, but
we have to.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, Ballydoyle, Coolmore, being so sporting, bringing in a bona fide superstar in City of Troy. He's won all but 1 race in his career. He's beat older the last 2, the Coral Eclipse, the Juddmonte International. In fact, the 4th place finisher in the Juddmonte International, Blue Stocking, went on to win the Arc. And now he's going to come over and he's going to try the dirt. This is a son of Justify, Triple Crown champion. What do you think?
It really is so exciting. I mean, this is what the Breeders' Cup international competition is, what racing is all about. it's incredibly sporting of the owners and of Aidan O'Brien to bring this horse over to display him to the American public, to display him for American fans. The fact that he's so well bred, the fact that he's out of a Fillies Mile winner in Together Forever, and the fact that he's by Justify from Justify's second crop is immensely gratifying, immensely fulfilling. What he's done, not only being champion 2-year-old, but to go on and win the Epsom Derby, the Coral Eclipse, the Jubbmont International in a faster time than See the Stars, who held the track record since 2009. In preparation for this, I watched a replay of the Jubbmont International. I mean, his pacemaker could not lie up with him. The final 3 furlongs were posted in 33 seconds. So he's dynamic, he's got bags of speed, he's got the class to stay out of trip, and he's going to now see if he can do it on dirt, which is obviously a question mark. He went to Southwell a couple of weeks ago and had a sort of mock trial or mock race there. Came out of that very well. And we all know it's not the same as a true dirt, and certainly not the level of competition that he'll face in the Classic. But nevertheless, the fact that we're going to see one of the best horses we've seen in Europe since the days of See the Stars, Frankel, is incredible, you know.
He's not the only chance you guys have in the Breeders' Cup Classic. We got to give some love to Sierra Leone, of course.
We do. The enigmatic, quirky Sierra Leone. He's a favourite of ours, he really is. I mean, we were at the Breeders' Cup last year when he broke his maiden first time out at Aqueduct. He was second then in the Remsen to Dornoch. And then this year he's gone from the Risen Star to being very impressive here at Keeneland when winning the Bluegrass. He ran a huge race in the Kentucky Derby, very, very nearly won it, and has been ultra consistent and brilliant really since then.
You always have to respect the international competitors at the Breeders' Cup. I mean, look at even Johannesburg, right? The champion 2-year-old in Europe, and he was champion 2-year-old here in the United States because you guys brought him over, and he won our Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
And that's what makes the Breeders' Cup unique. It's what makes it iconic. It's what makes everyone turn up every year. And it's a tough nut to crack. And it's one that we obviously are enormously privileged to be around these kind of horses and horses that have made great memories all around the world.
Got that beautiful statue of Giant's Causeway at Ashford Stud. I mean, that really impressive runner-up finish to Tis Now.
Who can ever forget that? I mean, Tisnow was a dual Breeders' Cup Classic winner, so take nothing away from him, a wonderful, wonderful horse in his own right, but to come that close with a primarily European raced horse, American bred obviously, but he was Giant's Causeway was a 6-time Group 1 winner. That was his first ever start on dirt, and he finished a gallant second to Tisnow, so it can be done. Not many can do it, not many try and do it, but that's what this international competition and thirst for international competition is what drove Dermot Wells to go down and win the Melbourne Cup. I'm sure it's what's driven Joseph O'Brien to win 2 Melbourne Cups. Dermot Wells won a Belmont Stakes for the horse trained in Ireland in Go and Go. Leo O'Brien won a Irish 2000 Guineas with 4 Stars All-Star. The thirst for international competition is really what drives the whole thing, and I think the more European, Asian, Australian horses that turn up really make it a World Championships, and obviously give you Americans something to think about.
Again, putting the emphasis on world in the Breeders' Cup World Championships. Adrian Wallace, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob.